Legal dictation number 9, 100 words per minute. Ready for the dictation. Start. Actus reus refers to the act or omission that comprise the physical elements of a crime. Full stop. Alternatively, the actus reus requirement can also be satisfied by an omission. Full stop. This is true only when the individual had a duty to act and failed to act. Full stop. Criminal law classically describes offences as being composed of mens rea and the actus reus. Full stop. The mens rea is a guilty mind and the actus reus is the guilty act. Full stop. It is not a crime merely to think guilty thoughts. Full stop. Guilty thoughts must be linked to an act. Full stop. The act which is not the result of a guilty mind is not a crime. Full stop. Some offences may be committed in the absence of a guilty mind, but such crimes are very much the exception and they are rarely serious. Full stop. Mens rea and actus reus are elements of criminal activity. Full stop. For example, let us consider your hypothetical relative Nisha. Full stop. She has instigated a number of fights with several other women in the last few months. Full stop. Some of her behavior could be explained by her being under a lot of stress due to not being able to get her dream job. Full stop. One day she saw another woman at the grocery store that she did not like. Full stop. They had both been dating the same man at one point and Nisha had been hoping to teach the other woman a lesson for a long time. Full stop. The lesson was to stay away from any man Nisha had an interest in. Full stop. There was a broom nearby. Nisha took it. Full stop. She walked up behind the woman and began to beat her with the broom. Full stop. She purposely attacked the other woman as this was her intention, and by hitting her repeatedly with the broom was her action. Full stop. It is pretty likely that Nisha will face charges for committing a crime because both mens rea and actus reus were involved. Full stop. Mens rea is the intent a person has behind committing a crime. Full stop. Typically, there has to be intent behind the crime, but this is not required in every situation. Full stop. For example, if a person has committed a crime which is a strict liability crime, then the criminal intent element does not have to exist. Full stop. Actus reus is the action the person takes to perform the criminal act. Full stop. This is the physical action behind the crime. Full stop. Nisha may blame her actions on her own temper, but the nature of her crimes tends to make most of us believe that she is probably the one to blame. Full stop. Close.